If you ever wondered why you haven't heard of me and my connection to Zuckerberg and Facebook until lately, I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to start with the when he was at my home. So he learned what I was doing. He offered to do the coding. He found the investors, and then he wanted to do it on his own. He wanted to use my business plan. He offered to pay me a percentage, and he entered into an agreement to pay me that percentage. And the lawyer was a witness on the phone, going to do the legal work, and I had a witness, was a friend of the family. And then Mark Zuckerberg tried to get out of it by asking me for my intellectual ownership to my intellectual rights to my work. And he wanted to, that way he could say it was his and nobody would know, but he was trying to get out of the percentage. All right. Well, on the last day, when his girlfriend showed up, Priscilla, that he didn't know for very long, and she occupied me while Mark stole everything, and after he left, we were in shock. We were confused. Why? Why would somebody do this? And I was left with little options. I mean, it's a business plan. It's not like somebody's stealing a car, or a bicycle, or a TV. Okay. So, I called whoever I could think of, and basically the authorities are telling me the same thing. So everybody says, get a lawyer. I called lawyers, and lawyers said, well, there really ain't nothing you can do. Just wait to see what happens. Well, then we see Mark and his friend that was here on Good Morning America using my intellectual property to create Facebook. I called the lawyer back and I said, look, now he's using it, and he's working on creating what I was going to do. Now what do I do? And you know what? The lawyer didn't really have any answers. Well, then it didn't take very long, and then it got big real fast. So here I'm seeing my work being used, and there's nothing I can do about it. I got robbed. So then the battle over Facebook was going on, and the lawyer called the lawyer that was supposed to get the legal work done for me to sign. So the business agreement was recorded with Mark's his new Sony disc camera, and I was supposed to get a copy of that disc to hang on to while the lawyer was doing the legal work. He was the one that was on the phone taking notes, and was a witness, and he was also the friend and mentor of Mark Zuckerberg. He called wanting me to give him a statement that I give my intellectual rights to my work to Mark, and that I gave him the statement, and I refused. I said, you know what, just use the business agreement that we did. I mean, he left with the disc, so he assumingly had the disc or destroyed it. And Mark Zuckerberg said, well, he didn't want to do that because he didn't want people to know that there was a business agreement, and he especially didn't want the court to know. So then that led to them threatening me, telling me that threatening me not to come forward, threatening me that if I didn't do what they wanted, they were going to make it look like his work turned into my work, and there was nothing I could do about it. And I was left without options. So I contacted the same lawyers again. And I was told they're spending millions to fight over the ownership of your work and what was created from it. Unless I have millions, there's no point of getting involved. And even if I had millions to blow, there's still we don't know if I would have even had a chance. So go back to when it first happened. I did what I could. I tried to call Mark. I tried to email Mark. I had his dad's email address and his phone number, and I called, and nobody wanted to budge. Nobody wanted to help. Everybody got short with me. Well, I went, literally almost had a nervous breakdown over this bit, because, it wasn't just this going on. my health was really bad. I was having constant vertigo and then tornado-like vertigo spells, and I would drop to the floor and just scream for him to stop. And I had recovering from an eye injury because the front of my eye had come loose. And then I had the government involved. If you followed my videos before, I was a 9/11 pre-event witness that knew a year and a half before that 9/11 events were going to happen, and many more events after that. And the government didn't want me to tell anybody, inform anyone ahead of time. Now, and Mark was at my home. This should have been 2003. And, well, it was, the monitoring went on for a long time. Actually, it went on even beyond 2003. So, they were slowing down my internet to a creeping pace because, as I was told, it was routed through the FBI. And that internet is also a tool to be able to try to get help. Look up help, look up people's addresses, and I'm going to tell you, it wasn't working very well. And before Mark left, actually did it on the first day. I had just bought my first new computer that year. Mark was the one that installed the first cracked software on my computer. Still have the hard drive from that, by the way. And my computer was just, I was constantly being attacked. And I don't know, when Mark, after he took it, if he was trying to, cause any problems too, besides the FBI, I don't know if that's possible. He was in a same hacking club with one of my friends. Well, so I did try to come forward. Like I said, I was pretty much having a nervous breakdown, but I couldn't get nowhere. I tried to get people to come forward that witnessed what had happened, short time, after it happened, and then after, during the Facebook battle, because it would still be within, their memory. And everybody just wanted to cause me problems. The first thing I got from people was, well, I want to remember what happened and I'll help you if you give me money or you do something for me. Couldn't believe that. It wasn't just strangers, it was family, and it was friends. And after having vertigo for so long, a lot of those friends, if I wasn't useful anymore, I'm sorry to say that they left. But there has been some that have stayed by my side, and those friends aren't like that. Those friends are willing to offer, help, trying to, do what they can, give interviews, give statements freely. So I got the diseases, the neuromuscular, I was sick all these years, but they're diagnosed with the neuromuscular disease, epidermolysis muscular dystrophy, which is in the class of limb-girdle. That's the one that puts people in a wheelchair. But they don't know if I'm going to be in a wheelchair or somewhere in between, but right now it's taking my heart. And my electrical signals, it's affecting electrical signals and my nervous system. And I have Sjogren's, which is a really bad disease, and I have back and neck problems, and Meniere's disease. Well, long ago, when this was after Mark had robbed me, they told me that I needed to sign up for disability, but it didn't work. I lost it. I lost all my work credits, And then they told me, you're at the point that if something happens and you have no place to live, you're going to be out on the street. Well, again, like I said in the past, it's horrible to be able to design something and then see it on a shelf, and somebody else got the profit from it, and the recognition. Well, imagine what it's like being on Facebook. I'm enjoying it, and it's working like it was supposed to work. But my friend didn't get to enjoy it like we had planned. That was the whole reason. The whole reason I designed it, the business plan was to help her. She got spinal meningitis, and she was paralyzed afterwards. So imagine what it's like for me to be on there every day and you see posts of Mark Zuckerberg that never gave me back any money, that percentage. And he living it up. So I tried my best to come forward again. Now, we didn't have, I live in the boonies, we didn't have high-speed internet here. In fact, I didn't get high-speed internet until like 2017, which is, you'll notice, is 2016, 2017 is when I really started making an effort to come forward. So with high speed, I'm able to do videos like this. But before, I couldn't. And then if you go back some years when the FBI was bothering me so bad and they slowed down my internet, they literally cut my access off to try to get the word out of what was going on. So I'm doing the videos now, I'm putting them on the internet, and still yet, people are causing me trouble trying to bring this out. And that's really a shame. So I put ads up trying to find the people. I didn't know where they were at. And some of them have came forward. And one of them was a state trooper and his relative that was out here. They were here visiting when Mark Zuckerberg's lawyer called wanting that statement. And they listened into that call. And one of them, I think his name was Dan Smith. He was taking a class to do videography or be a producer or something. Now I see there really is a Dan Smith that is a producer, so I don't know if it's the same one or not. And the state trooper, his name was either John or Jim Smith. And we were messaging each other back and forth. And on one of the last messages, he said he was offered so much money it was equal to winning the ultimate lottery, not to give a statement. So he was offered a non-disclosure, to sign a non-disclosure for an unreal amount, not to reveal what happened. And then it was like a few hours after that, we seen on the news that Jim Smith was shot dead in the line of duty, a state trooper. So I'm not sure if that was him or if there's another Smith local that is a state trooper. But if I remember, he said he lived in Independence, and so did the other one. So, and even Craigslist became a problem because the message relay that sent the email, I was going to use that email as a proof because I went to the Bar Association to go after Mark Howitson to prove what happened, how he directed Mark Zuckerberg around the law to commit intellectual property theft and fraud. And I copied all the emails before that last one, and then I went to bed and got up the next morning, and it's gone. And I contacted Craigslist. I said, can I get a copy of that message? No. But before he said he got offered that amount, he actually thought being a witness for me was actually worth something. And I said, I can't pay you, but if I ever see something, I would gladly, So I have been trying to come forward all these years. You just didn't know it. I don't know if I'm ever going to get people to listen to me. We've had some friends that have come forward that weren't part of this, that were not witnesses. And they're trying to help. We got a young lady, well, not young, but we got a lady that came forward, a friend that came forward, and she offered to do the interviews of the witnesses. Didn't turn out the greatest, but she tried. Longtime friend that I asked to be present for the business agreement with Mark, and the lawyer was a witness. He come forward and just did that interview with her. The quality of it isn't that bad, and a lot of people thought, well, she always said was yes and no. So we're going to do another one, but it's going to be me doing it instead of her. I only have just what I have for people. So follow me in this. Follow me. If you, and it's, and watch what happens. We'll see. I don't know. I'm in a really bad situation here with all these diseases in my future. I tell you, this is what I wanted to do in life. Create this. I worked on this for so long. And I turned down a job opportunity of a lifetime to go work in Korea and work for a family in Korea and the United States, wealthy family, all just to do this for my friend. And then when it was robbed from me after I let him stay at my home, it pretty much left me with nothing. If I wouldn't have gotten my disability, I didn't get my disability, and if and all that, and I haven't been able to pay in. So if I would have got my percentage, I would have still been able to live. I would have got some of it. I'd still be able to afford to live. But since Mark did what he did, well, you understand what's going to happen here, right? So, wow, it's pretty bad, isn't it?